Ladies and gentlemen, once upon a time, there was a young Zerg player. His name is Reynor. And he was in a tournament against a bunch of very tough opponents. And yet, Reynor got super far, even to the finals. And he crushed some Terrans who were super good. So how did he do it? I'm here to help you find out. And I want to find out too. Let's look first here at Reynor versus Time. Wait, what? Hero Marine versus Time? A Terran? I'm confused. Was this organized incorrectly? What? Did he play a Terran game? Was I in the wrong folder? Time versus Hero? Forehead. God damn it, dude. We're off to a great start here. We're off to a great start here with Time versus Hero Marine, which surprisingly has a lot less Reynor gameplay than one would like to see. What a pooper scooper. To me, this looks more correct than what we just saw. What if I just played along the whole time and acted like it was correct? And it was totally fine. And that Reynor, in a fit of fury, just played the series out as Terran and still won. Reynor is so good that he won the Time versus Hero Marine games. Alright. So cool. Now we can actually see how Reynor defeats Time. A very strong Terran, Chinese Terran, and he made it, I think, a lot further than many people expected. A lot of the Chinese pro gamers don't play with players outside China for a while, and then all of a sudden they can show up and be quite strong. So Time is no slouch. He's made it far in this tournament. Reynor opts to go for a pool first. Now this isn't a cheese pool. This is like a 17 pool, which is just the amount you would want to be able to have some lings to deal with the proxy barracks annoyance, and also maybe send some lings around and harass the Terran. One thing that I'm a little bit unsure about, and we might get to see in this game, is how you maneuver your lings or decide to go back into drones, depending on whether you get SCV scouted. Looks like this game he's not going to get scouted, which is good for this build. He goes 6 lings and a queen and takes a gas. So he goes back down to 21 supply. Cool. And then an overlord at 21. Pretty standard, pretty normal 17 pool build. The next question is, how does he path his lings? Where is he going with these? He's just going hippity hop, going across the map. It's not giving me the little indicator of where they're pathed. Who cares? He filled the gas. This is a little bit noteworthy. Rather than rally them in, he filled it up nice and quick, making a second queen in the main. This queen's going down to the natural. And the Reaper is passing the lings like ships in the night. This is part of why 17 pool is a pretty strong build against Terran, because notice this situation. The Reaper gets to the base. Uh-oh. There's no queen out here at the front. It may be the 17 pool build. And what does he have? Time has a Marine that is trying to shoot this Overlord. It's exposed. This is a scary situation. If you're a Marine and you find yourself in this spot, uh-oh. That's uh-oh. And there's no other unit coming out either because there's an add-on being made. So this is a nice, you could say, cost-efficient way of hecking up the Terran opening without committing super hard to an all-in or a gas-oriented G's. This is just 6 Zerglings off a 17 pool. So he puts 2 lings on the SCV, 4 lings on the Marine. Time microed that really well. He actually didn't lose anything, did he? Yeah, he didn't lose a single unit. A astounding. Now, just so you're aware, none of your opponents on the ladder are ever going to micro it that well. That was pristine. If you look up in the textbook how Terran should defend in that situation, that was it. What we just saw. Incredible. Okay. Time just demonstrated why he is a professional gamer. I'm amazed. Reynor is simply droning. He's just droning. Taking a third base. 34 or so supply, right around 3 minutes. The Reaper's trying to be annoying. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. What tech does he choose? That's what I want to know. Do you go Roach Warren? Do you go Baneling Nest? Does Time go Mech? Does Time go Bio? Time is going for the Hellion Viking opening, which is pretty tough to deal with in the sense that they invest in denying you scouting information. So he's going for a Bane Nest, right around 3 minutes 40. It's a pretty standard time. Pretty safe. 1 queen here, 2 queens, trying to shoo away these units. Heck off, Terran, said the units. And then one of the sad things about scouting at this time is it doesn't really tell you if it's mech or bio. Look at this. A concussive shell fake. To be like, hey, I'm totally going bio, right? Wrong. It was a fake. Again, this is high-level stuff. If you're in Platinum League and you face a Terran who does this, they won't be in Platinum League for very long. Okay, so he scouts and he sees Hellions and a base. And he's going for double Evo. Cool. Cool. Spores. Put a spore here for Liberator. Some lings running around. Oh, nice. He gets to see the Liberator there. He may try to attack. Okay. Is Time going to strike or defend? He is going to rest on the floor, contemplating existence, it looks like. Okay, now he's going to attack. These pushes are very scary. I think this is a landed Viking meme too, yeah. So, one thing to be aware of too is that the Viking opening, while its first mission is to deny Overlord scouting, it can be used for these value timings on the ground. It's not a super powerful ground unit, but it can shoot at some stuff. And if we look at its damage, it deals 12 damage and then 20 to mechanical, which, funnily enough, doesn't matter for Zerg, even if you have the new mech skins. So, thankfully, we're not countered by using those skins. But yeah, the Cyclones are strong, the Hellions are providing support for these. For this push, he's basically going to try and press in as much as he can. Units like the Cyclones cannot be realistically retreated, so this is a value timing, what I would call a value timing, where you get a set of units that don't have a fantastic retreat option, you're going deep onto creep, and you're trying to press into the Zerg and deal as much damage as you can. So he's just going in here, trying to get a decent spread. Ling Bane coming in. The creep spread is fantastic here. The other lings show up. I'm kind of surprised that he didn't make these into Heckbats. Oh, he doesn't have an armory. He is going bio. So he faked not going bio and went bio. Whoa. That's next level. That's some game theory optimal stuff. But it was a fake of a fake. He faked the fake. Just when you thought he was gonna switch into mech by faking a stim, he switched into bio. This is a very awkward moment, too. Because these units are running home, but the Zergling is the fastest unit in the game. I want to show this path real quick. Okay. So these units are here. Great, fine. And he has some leftover stuff. He has leftover Lingbane. So what does he do? What does he do with his lings? Show us. Show us, Reynor. He steals his lings. No, he steals the Banes to a separate hotkey. He keeps the Banes on creep in case time comes back in for an attack. And he sends his lings on a mission. And notice this was on the right side of the map. So he's not going to run into these other units that are retreating on the left side of the map. And this is a super vulnerable time, isn't it? Because they want to fly the orbital out here and start mining from a third base. And these Marines have shit for upgrades. Stim is not done. Engineering bay? 1-1 is certainly not done. It's started. There's no medivacs here. There are no tanks. He's caught in disarray. Unprepared. Completely unprepared. There are tons of moments like this in StarCraft games where if you were to look at the replay, you could say, huh, if there were lings in the base at that time, that would be really annoying. That's one of those times. I keep saying time, but it's time, the Terran, but it's also time as in, you know, whatever. So Lair, Macro Hatch, he's getting up to what Day 9 calls the convergence point. If you want to play Lingbane Muta or Hydra Lingbane, you want your 3 bases saturated. Minerals, take your gases. 2-2 melee upgrades. Notice he's getting 2-2 before Bane speed. It's pretty cool. So he pulls back because he sees the whole army is there. Excellent. Kills a couple Hellions. And now more lings on the left side. Yeah, Reynor, in the series against Euthermal as well, he really distinguishes himself as a Zerg with vicious ling counterattacks. If he's in these game states against Bio, and he sees Terran going out for a value timing like this, with a couple siege tanks and a smattering of Marines and Hellions and Medivacs, he says, you know what? Fine. You kill that hatchery that has nothing there. I don't care. I'm going to deny your entire third base of mining. And if you think about the state of the game right now, this third base is a much more crucial location to remain intact than this one. This one had nothing there. It was a hatch and some eggs. This base had 19 SCVs that are now recently departed from the world. And he's just defending with Queens and Banes on creep and his new Ling reinforcements. So here, Zerg is entering a situation that we call super far ahead. And even those attacklings, they get to go around and rejoin the main army. He has the speed. Just shoots into the base. You want to attack me? Okay. Enjoy the lings in your base. Oh no. It's a Marine tank timing to deny my 4th base. But you have no workers now. Take that. Hydra Den. Notice he's on 5 gases. Hydras cost less gas than Mutas. So he's still mostly making Lingbane. It's mostly Lingbane. He has 44 lings, 8 Banes, 5 more Banes being made, 7 Queens, 62 drones. This is a pretty low drone count. I know some players like Scarlet are known for rocking 70 to 80 most of the time, sometimes going above 80. And then again, he just zooms into the base and kills 2 tanks. Those pickups are massive. Because, I don't know if you saw my games earlier, sometimes Terran just has 12 tanks and they drive across the map and blow you up and you can't do anything. He's going in and he just keeps chipping away at the tanks. So the tank count never gets scary. It goes from like 2 to 1 to 0 and then up to 2. 2 tanks is not scary at all. It's a very critical mass-oriented unit. And by him doing these ling counters over and over again, he's chipping away at those gas units. The Marines don't really matter that much. Once they get on creep, banelings can deal with them really well. But the siege tank is a super weak unit against lings, especially unsieged. Another factory here. Double factory tank production. And let's take a guess. Let me take a guess. As time moves out to go for a happy timing with what? Marine, tank, medevac, and maybe 2-2 is going to be done soon. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that a shitload of lings are going to shoot into the Terran base. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so there's a Marine tank here. Medevac. Oh, I was wrong this time. Look at this. He's going to make a massive 360 surround. He has some stuff here. He has some stuff here. And he has some stuff here. So, this army, the Terran expects Zerg to come down from their newest base and attack into this so the Marines can shoot stuff, absorb damage, and the tanks can get a lot of shots off. Wow. I was wrong with the guess. That was even better than shooting lings into the base. Look at this, though! That's funny. So, because of all of the successful ling run by, now time is dedicating 60 supply to defending this natural. That's awesome. So it's about changing the way that you use your units in a way that they can't commit to a really strong attack because then all the lings will shoot into their base. But this is a little bit over-defended, isn't it? There's 2 tanks and a crap ton of Marines. And if the bases are over-defended, then none of the timings are going to be strong. Which means that he can get hive and get maxed out. It's just dangerous. Queen's trying to focus the medevac here. Bunch of lings here. Those would be good for shooting into the base. Gonna make some banes to bust through the wall. This is some SimCity problems. These tanks have to go a long way around. What a journey. Traveling. Just keep the supply depot up. Yep, it's super easy. Yep. It's about 5 banes to blow up a depot. So he's making a little bit more than that here in case they get shot at some. So assuming a couple of them die on their way to the wall. So his main army is here on the left side of the map. This is his friendly harassment squad. And then look at this. The 4th base, it wants to be a planetary, but it can't. And then he's going back in here? Oh no. Wow. Hydraling Bane. Oh man. Oh man. Reynor is scary. At least this drop killed some stuff. It killed 3 drones, haha. Haha. Okay. Now, in order for time to win, he would have to make the most amazing comeback in the history of StarCraft 1, StarCraft 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, and Hearthstone combined. Let's see if he can do it here. Tank's going to siege mode. Liberator's going to siege mode. Medivacs are healing as fast as they can. The Hydra Lings doing all the DPS. And then there are more. Oh, there are some Banes. Ling Bane. He's coming from two sides. He's coming in. Wow. That's a game one. That's what you love when he kills the sensor tower. Yeah, a lot of times when a player is going in for that kind of harassment damage, it's not always about picking the most desirable target. It's about picking the low-hanging fruit. You know how a tree has fruit? Usually you grab whatever you can reach, right? Rather than trying to jump and grab that one fruit that's way up there that maybe it looks kind of good. But if you're in a hurry, you just grab what's available. So if he's in a hurry with his speed Zerglings, he just zooms in, kills whatever's there, and then zooms out. Alright, game number 2. Reynor versus time. This is Fracture. Fracture, a very frosty map. Look at it's icy. There's frozen stuff. Frozen stuff. This is a frozen hive or lair? It's one of the Zerg town hall structures. There's a frozen nidus worm. Did you notice this stuff? There's a frozen hive. Frozen nidus. It looked like Zerg was trying to do a mass nidus all-in, and then it got really cold, and they just got stuck. Okay, so this is hatch gas pool this time. Not going pool first. First Overlord crossing the map to see what's up. Second Overlord also crossing the map. Sees the SCV there. This map has a very short rush, so the vision of this base, I think, will tell him about whether or not it's proxy, which might be why he sent both Overlords. 6 Lings to defend the Reaper. Reaper's trying to harass, pulling back the low Zerglings. Nope. Lost 2 Lings. It's not the end of the world. Oh, he's taking this base. Interesting. Usually I take this base. But there are a lot of tank pushes that are really annoying if they put them right there. Maybe this is better. Could try this. We could try it. Ooh, it's a Widow meme drop. Cool. Cool. So he's got some Lings, 16 Lings. And is he going for a Bane Nest? He has a Spore in the main. He has the Medivac there. Okay. And then what does he do? Lings into the base. Man. That's it. That's how you Zerg against Bio, or against Terran. Did he kill it or was it canceled? This is important. We need to know how effective this was. On a scale from, oh shit, to wow. Okay, so the Widow meme is attacking. Okay, it was canceled. It was canceled, but that's a massive delay. A massive delay. 3 drones were killed. He's going Carapace, single Evo, Baneling Nest. Banshee shows up, you can't explain that. He defends, kind of. Okay, this is a big attack. Cleaned it up with Queen Ling. You see, if you're looking at the difference in third base choice, where do you put the tanks? There isn't really a great cliff for it to be stationed, like there is for this base. So I can kind of see the reasoning, right? Because conceptually, a low ground base is usually worse than a high ground base, But StarCraft is not played on paper. There are a lot of other specific unit interactions like siege tanks. Putting the siege tanks here means you deny sometimes like half of the unit just by the landscape. Whereas here, meh, you could put one against this wall, I guess. He put the tank like right there. It's not quite as covered, and it's easier to reach from more angles, I think. So this is a really nice third base choice. I think that's cool. That's cool. Good job, dude. And then Lings. It's got a bunch of Hellions. Is it mech this time? It is mech. We see double armory. Double armory. Taking a gas, and he's taking his fourth base over here. This is an expansion pattern I've never tried. But apparently it's good, because he's doing it. Roach Warren. Ranged attack, melee. Cool. Hellbat, Medivac, Banshee versus Ling Queen. Okay. This is kinda dicey. Ah. Using drones to attack Hellbats, that's a bold move. Oh no! The base was killed. But what happened here? Oh man. Did the Lings shoot into the base? Again? Oh my god. So when time is all focused on having a very successful and amazing push. Oh man. Oh geez. So who got the better end of this? I don't know, actually. Yeah, I don't know. Mules. Well, sometimes this happens. Sometimes the two players take a fight and they both lose. It's okay, it happens. And then Lings shoot into the base. Oh, it's not walled. Oh man. And then the Lings shoot into the base. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Let's take a look. Since we're really enjoying Reynor's gameplay, let's take a look at how he does this mechanically. So he's injecting. He has, you see his group 4, 17 Lings. So those are on a hotkey. He runs them in. His group 2 is his main army. And then his group 3 is his defensive queens. Cool. Group 1 is hatches. Cool. There's a Banshee there, kills that. Banshee there, kills that. Range attack, take that. Okay. Sending some drones to the natural. And then now he has 20 Lings left over. You're just gonna send him in. Just gonna send him in. Send those in there. He just stole 10 Lings to a different group. So now he's split into 2 groups. There's that group and that group, wow. Yeah, so it seems like he uses the steal command really often. Where anytime he has Lings and anything else, he'll just steal a bunch of Lings and just send them in. And it's what Day 9 called a high percentage move. Where technically the opponent could just defend everything perfectly, but StarCraft doesn't really work that way, especially if one of the players wants to be active on the map and be forward on the map. So if Time is forward with his units, he can't also be at home defending really effectively. This is cool. Is this a slow roach timing? Yeah, this is pre-roach speed. Roach Ravager attack. And I died to a double Thor drop twice today. The cool thing here is he's just choosing to continue to be aggressive and assertive with his units, which these two Thors can beat this stuff, but this is protecting his base. These two Thors could be messing up these drones, flying into the main and all Batman and shit, like shooting these queens. But they're not. They're defending the third base. Getting hit by a single corrosive bile. Wow. And the bold barracks floats and gazes upon the swarm. Okay. 58 workers, 61. This is the kind of map where lower economy sizes are going to be safer than droning a whole bunch. Just because it's like a hop, skip, and a jump and you're in the opponent's base. Triple Banshee harass. Spore finishes just in time. Time really likes Banshees. He tends to make them whether he's going mech or bio. So what is the tech of choice going to be here? +2, ranged attack, roach speed is done. We've got roaches. What's in the production tab? Drones. And heck muffins. Okay. So we've got heck muffins, ranged attack 2, roach ravager. Here's the pesky Thor drop. Wow, they changed mode to kill the Overlord. That's some next level shit. You can't sit here and tell me the time is not good at Terran. He just changed his Thor's mode to kill an Overlord. That's a dedication. That's a deep understanding of each and every unit in the Terran arsenal. Utilizing their different abilities. Because they changed that about the Thor. I think the Thor used to just have one mode, but now it has 2 modes. There's a Liberator going in the main. Liberator going at the 4th. These 2 Thors on a plane. A free tank, that's great. Heck Muffins starting their harassment. And the funny thing about Heck Muffin harassment is a lot of times the damage that is dealt is actually from the Terran's own tanks on their own units. Because siege tanks deal friendly fire. So the tanks blew up a tank, even though it was only 2 locusts that fell on them. The 2 locusts didn't kill the tanks killed the tank. There's nothing friendly about friendly fire. But it happens sometimes. 4th base going down, double gas. This is the kind of game where it still feels pretty even. Like anybody could win from here. Anybody could win from here. The player can choose to throw at any time. Throws in the locusts. Locusts are flying over. He micros them onto the tanks. And kills 1. Nice. Corrosive bile. Part of the reason, and I talked to Muslim about this, who's a very amazing Terran streamer and pro gamer. He was talking about the decision for what units you have with a swarm host composition. And he said that Roach Ravager swarm host is more synergistic than Roach Hydra swarm host or Hydraling Bane swarm host. And it seems like the reason for that is Roach Ravager is really good at applying a lot of burst damage all at once by throwing the locusts, doing their corrosive bile. And in addition to that, it's really good at running home and throwing corrosive bile while retreating. So even though your Locust Wave is on cooldown, the Terran can't just charge straight across the map because they have to back up and dodge your vials all the time. Seems pretty cool. Okay, so these Locusts are getting a couple tank kills. Ah, this is messy. This is messy. Queens transfuse. Trying to hold the door. The tank count is pretty bad here. It's a lot of heck bats. So he's just retreating. He's way up in supply now and has a bigger bank. The creep in the middle of the map was cleared though. That's something. Tank's going back into siege mode. And this is a really good Heck Muffin map too because the rush is really short. So they can walk off creep, throw the Locust, not a big deal, run away. Get him. SCV's trying to repair, but it's not enough. These Locusts have 2-2. Roach Ravager, Corrosive Bile. It's mostly, is it? It's almost 1-to-1 Roach to Ravager after this morph of 3 more. 16 Ravagers, 19 Roaches, and 13 Heck Muffins with 4 Queens and 67 drones. 4 Hellions. Trying to drive for some damage. Going the distance. Going for speed. Killing some drones. Thor drops are just magnificent. Perfect pickup micro. More random Locusts. Roach Ravager trying to get some damage. It's 3 Corrosive Biles to kill a tank. Get a double kill if they're next to each other like that. This map doesn't have a ton of bases either, so efficiency matters quite a bit. You want to be aware of how efficient your trades are, especially in an even game like this. Even in the sense that both players have 3 to 4 bases for a long period of time. Because eventually the map will mine out. The main is mined out for both players. The natural is pretty mined out. Third base is looking pretty slim. This base is fresh. This base is mining out. So currently, Reynor's basically preventing him from taking a 5th. Just trading with the army. Having a really assertive presence of the units right outside the exit to his base. Just throwing Locusts. Throwing Locusts, throwing Biles. And this started with Ling Bane, too. With lots of Ling run by and harass. And now we have a very different looking game with the Roach Ravager Swarm Host against Mech. So I think it's pretty cool that Reynor is... He's really good at the Ling counterattacks and run-bys and that kind of style, but he's not limited to that. He can play this too. And he wasn't even super ahead leading into this phase. He was in a decent spot, but it wasn't like he was just ready to topple over the opponent. He still had to fight for it. Heck bat drop. Locusts on the top side, Roaches on the bottom side, Ravagers, Corrosive Bile. Heckbats in the 5th base. Queen's defending this space. Roaches. Queen focus the medivac. Heck Muffins. Oh man, that base is dead. Oh man. Let's take a look at the income tab. Looks like someone's ahead. And the worker differential is only 6. But there's no good base for time to mine from. The main base has been floated out to be the 4th. The main base is floating with the army. Oh man, the struggles. And there are locusts. He's saying, heck it, I have Thor, so I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to fight your Mass Ravager, Corrosive Bile. This is it, it's the last ditch effort. But the heck muffins, they bring in the locusts. And time is dead. What? Oh, balance discussion. Balance discussion. Sweet. That was a fun game. Oh my god, this game is really short. Okay. Let's see what happens. Corrosive Bile. Just press the button. But streamer, how do I play StarCraft like a god? You just push the button. That's it. Game 3. Time versus Reynor. Blue shift. A short rush map, an aggressive map. Not too different from Fracture, if you think about it. The first map was the biggest map this season. Ooh, that's a 16 pool. 16 pool. Nice and early. Nice and early crisp time. Base. 6 lings, once again. Rallying them. Is it just straight at the enemy? He just goes straight there. Oh my god. Did you see that? Wow. Incredible. Incredible. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Okay, time. Let's see if you can shut it down like you did last time. And behind this, gas, queens. Okay. Kills an SCV. Was it just one? It's just one. Okay. This is good defense. Creep tumor next to energy. Main base is injected. Ling speed? What's the 100 gas for? What's the 100 gas for, dude? Ling speed. Just taking our time. He's gonna shoot the lings into the base. Into the base. Raven Hellion. Tech Lab Barracks. Hellions. Jam into the Zerg's business. And they get killed. Pretty good defense. Probably didn't pay off. For time. But now the lings are gonna look for some opening. Nope. No opening. Wow! Thank you, Sulfate. It's really interesting how Reynor's use of lings affects the psychology of a Terran player. Because normally you would say that the Hellion is a unit that is supposed to clear creep and assert map control. But we notice here the Hellions are distinctly hidden behind supply depots. Oh my god, it's a roach timing. This is a Hatch Tech no upgrade Roach Ravagerling all-in. Is this an all-in? Yeah, pretty much. There isn't much of a follow-up. He's making more fighting units during the attack while he's across the map already. This is a really strong timing, for sure. There was no Banshee. A Banshee would be pretty good against this. It would focus down these Ravagers. Raven really is not good against this attack, so yeah, yep. I can see why this replay is a short one. And then the lings shoot into the base. Wow. Wow, a swift end to a 3-game series.